Mukti Mitchell. How are you?
Very well indeed, Steve.
Good to see you again, Mukti.
Nice to see you.
So tell me, what's happening at the moment?
So lifestyle choices and how all the little decisions we make in our lives, like how we heat our homes, how we transport ourselves around, where we get our food, where we go on holiday and what products we buy. In all those lifestyle areas, you can make smart choices. And the thing about smart living, in the words of the Dalai Lama, he says, be wisely selfish. So smart living is about when we put ourselves first in our decisions. So for a long time, the environmental movement, the green movement, has been saying, make choices that are in the best interest of the planet. And fair trade people say, make choices that are best interests of producers in other countries. And community people say, make interests that are in the best interest of the community. And the government says, make choices that are in the best interests of the economy. And we're thinking, there's a lot of other things to think about. And I'm saying, make choices that are in your own true long-term self-interests that will make you happy today, tomorrow, next week, next year, 10 years time, 20 years time, will make your children happy and your grandchildren happy. And if you truly do that, it will automatically be good for the community and good for the environment as well.
What type of things would you suggest that people could do?
I like to say smart living begins at home. We spend, maybe 70% of our lives, many of us, at home. So our home environments are really important. So creating an environment that feels good to be in and that's good for your health and well-being. So having plenty of light, having nice furnishings of your choice, and also making it energy efficient. I specialise in insulating period properties. So my particular field and contribution to the smart living arena is about how to make your home energy efficient. And that includes things like fitting loft insulation or topping up your loft insulation from 4 inches to 12 inches, and fitting draft proofing, and this is to old properties, fitting advanced secondary glazing or double glazing, and those 3 things can cut your heat loss from an old property over 100 years old by 50%. That saves a lot of heat, it makes you a lot warmer, a lot more comfortable, saves a lot of money. In fact, the money that can save retrofitting your home with insulation turns into one of the highest returning investments available today. But it's not just about the money, it's about how you feel as well. And a lot of people whose homes are insulated have said that it's more than just saving money and being warmer. It's about feeling good, being able to relax about the home because it's actually in good condition and you're not so worried about the possibility that fuel bills will go up in the future. So you've made it a sort of health and well-being conserving home.
I think you've answered my question, because there will be people out there saying, well, that's a good idea, but can I afford it?
I mean, for most people in most areas of your life, making a lifestyle change can often mean a little bit of financial outlay. And so, for example, with smart homes, there's some things you can do DIY, like draft proofing. If you're handy, you can roll out loft insulation in your own lofts at very low cost. Sometimes the councils have schemes for doing that. But quite a lot of things, like fitting advanced secondary glazing, there is some investment. Mm-hmm. And so if you really, really are very close to the line financially, it's difficult. But many people can afford to make changes. And sometimes we all feel that we can't afford this and we can't afford that. But if we really look at it closely, it's about choices. If we actually said, I'm going to spend a bit more money on my home this year and actually have one holiday close to home, in the neighbouring county instead of going abroad, we could actually swing things. And I'm saying that sometimes a smart decision like that will make you feel even better than the extravagant holiday.
Is this going to have a beneficial effect on our environment for wildlife and nature?
Yeah, it's amazing to think that Britain has 27 million homes. Only about 3 or 4 million are well insulated, and nearly 12 million homes are built pre-war. So they're very old and they lose a massive amount of heat. Domestic energy as a whole, so all the energy used in our homes, represents 1/4 of Britain's energy use. And if we retrofit just the old properties with insulation, really good comprehensive insulation, it will cut 10% off the national carbon footprint. So that's phenomenal. But another factor is, by retrofitting old windows rather than taking them out and replacing them with new double glazing. So it means restoring them, carefully restoring any rotten areas, sometimes putting in a new sill, replacing broken panes of glass, and then fitting secondary glazing or advanced secondary glazing. We preserve those old windows, and Britain has an amazing 270 million windows in this country. If we replace our windows every 25 years, we will be putting 10 million windows a year into landfill. And we don't have the countryside available to do that. And then you add all the number of trees we need to chop down in order to replace them with wood, the amount of glass that has to be made. There's a huge environmental impact from replacing windows. So retrofitting and secondary glazing have a really, really positive effect on the physical environment as well as the atmosphere.
If people would like to get involved or find out more, where can they go, Mukti?
Well, there's two websites that I can give, the two organisations that I work with. One is CosyHomeCompany.co.uk for retrofitting insulation solutions and advanced secondary glazing. And the other is lowcarbonlifestyle.org.uk, which has the Guide to Low Carbon Lifestyles. It's a free download and is about decisions that have low carbon footprints. So they will tell you more, because the 5 lifestyle areas that have the biggest effect on our whole lives and the amount of money we spend and the amount of time and energy used. One is heating your home, so insulate your home. Second is transport, so any kind of shared transport, that might be shared public transport or it might be just having a car share. Then there's food, buying local and organic food, because organic food has a low carbon footprint because it doesn't use fertilizers which have a high nitrous oxide emissions, which is a greenhouse gas, powerful greenhouse gas. And then there's holiday close to home once in a while, to start with. So maybe if you take 3 holidays a year abroad, think about taking 2 abroad this year and 1 locally. And holiday by ground level transport, by trains, ferries, rather than flying, because it has a much lower carbon footprint. And finally, the products that we buy, if we always purchase high quality, long lasting products, they're much more enjoyable to use, they save money in the long run, and they have a much lower carbon footprint and a lot more enjoyable.
Once again, Mukti, if people would like to find out more, where can they go, please?
www.CosyHomeCompany.co.uk and www.lowcarbonlifestyle.org.uk.
Mukti Mitchell, once again, it's been fantastic talking to you, and we wish you well. And Mukti, thank you very much indeed.
Thanks very much, Steve. Nice to talk with you too.